Hello everybody, we're going to begin our online Jamberry Party training. We're going to go over some key points to having a successful online Jamberry Party and what you can do to make the most out of these parties. First of all, let's start by discussing the online versus home party. So with online parties, there are obviously some pros to it. They're super easy for a hostess to do. You don't have to clean your house. They're easy for the consultant to be able to post and manage because you don't have to leave your house either. It's also nice because you can reach guests that are not local to the host or to you. So you can kind of reach out farther, to people that are longer distance, farther away that you would not be able to reach at a home party. We have to be careful though with the online parties because there are some cons as well. We have a product that is very important to be able to teach people how to properly apply and remove, and obviously that's going to be hard in an online party because you can't physically be with the person to teach them how to do that. You're missing that personal contact. And also building that relationship with people when you're online, that can be more difficult to do. Also with online parties, you don't always reach every guest that you've invited or that the host has invited. There are some different tricks and things with Facebook that I'm going to teach you to increase this. But you'll find that sometimes in your online parties, you might have a pretty high guest count, but not everybody's going to be either seeing your post or interacting with those posts. So that's why I think with Jamberry and with your business, it's going to be really important for you to keep that balance of home parties and personal demos with anything you're doing online. You are going to find it difficult to build a large business and grow your business if you're just focusing on everything purely online. So whether it's you're doing home parties as well, maybe one-on-one demos with people meeting up at local coffee shop or whatnot and working with somebody one-on-one to apply their wraps. Vendor events are great ways to get out there and be with people, but we have a product where it is also important to be one-on-one with people, teaching people how to use it as well. So I encourage you to think about how you can have a balance of online and personal home parties with your business. Okay, so with your online parties, here's some keys to having successful ones that are going to help further grow your business. First of all, when you get to the point past your launch party, you're going to have other hostesses hosting these online parties, and you might not even be friends with some of the guests online. So when that happens, it's very important that the hostess must message all the guests to tell them about the online party invite. So when they open the event page, they're going to add all their guests, and it can't just stop there. Half those guests probably won't even see the invite, and the other half might see it and not know what it's about, and they will not RSVP or join the group or event. So once the hostess invites people, she needs to send a personal message to every guest to tell them about the online party and even give the link to them and reminding them to join. This is going to be really important to increase your guest count and increase the guests that are going to participate in the party. Then during the online party, the hostess needs to like each post that you make and comment on each post that you make. The reason why is if the hostess is not doing this, Facebook might not even send notifications to other people in the party about the posts that you're making. The guests may not even see those posts. So every time the hostess likes and comments, it increases the chances that other guests are going to see what you're posting in the party. This is also true when the hostess makes their own posts. Every one of her friends on Facebook is going to see those posts or be more likely to see those posts if she's posting. And plus it lets the guests know that the host is into Jamberry, she likes it, because if they come to the party and the hostess isn't even interacting, why would they interact? Another important part to a successful online party is getting samples out to people. You can do this by having the host deliver samples. You can give them sample packets ahead of the time before the online party and ask the host to pass these out to friends that she thinks will like Jamberry. Make sure the hostess is also getting email or some type of contact information from these people so that you can contact them and give them the application videos. Maybe you could even, if they're local, you could even come and do a one-on-one demo with them. Also, at the very beginning of the party, when you make your pre-party posts, which I'll show you soon, you're going to want to make a post asking for people to request samples. Make sure you followed up with every guest that's had a sample with the application video. Check to make sure they haven't had trouble applying and troubleshoot with them. I always encourage guests to do the 7-day challenge where they apply a sample to one finger and paint the rest. They can take a picture on day 1 and a picture on day 7 and post that in the party. That's advertisement right there in your party about how well jams hold up compared to polish. And then try to ensure that when you post, Ask for easy guest participation. Every time you put up maybe just a picture of a nail wrap on somebody's hands, ask guests to like it if they like that picture. Maybe put up a choice of 2 different jams and say, which one do you like best? And ask people to comment. The more you get people to comment, the more that Facebook is going to show posts to people. It's going to notify people more about that. And it's going to make sure it moves it up on those guests' news feed. They'll be more likely to see the post. The images you're choosing to post are very important. Make sure they are quality images. I always like to choose images of wraps on actual hands, actual wraps on people's hands. When people see them on their hands, they can imagine what they're going to look like on theirs. So if there is a choice between just the picture of the nail wrap by itself or the nail wrap on somebody's hands in real life, I always like to choose the one that has the jams on hands. Also, do not overpost. If you're posting lots and tons of times in a party, guests might see it as kind of spammy, and it's going to clog up their news feed. Keep it to 2 to 3 posts a day. I try to change it up from like an informational post, 1 fun or entertaining post, and then 1 interactive post each day. And what you can do if you have more information you'd like to share, instead of just posting, you could make a post, and then within the comments of that post, you could post more information. So for example, if you posted about Jamberry Juniors, in the comments, you can post more information about how to apply or what's in the sheet. That way it won't clog up people's news feeds. I'll show you an example of that in a moment. This is just a basic structure sheet. Definitely not something that has to be followed to the T, but it's kind of what I go through to keep in mind of what I post each day. You're going to have pre-party posts that when people join your event page or group, they're going to log and see these posts before the party is even started. So I always like to put up a post about what Jamberry is, because especially in the UK where people don't even know what it is at all, they're going to go on and say, well, what is this anyway? So they're going to see that. Put up some pictures of jams on hand so people say, wow, these look really great, and that's going to catch their interest. Have a post where you introduce yourself. Tell about what this online party is all about, how it will work, and how they can order. Put the party link on there. That post is going to be the one you're going to pin to the top of the page, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment as well. Also in the pre-party, it's important to post that sample request post. That's where people are going to go on before the party even starts. They can request their sample. And then as the days go on, I try to keep my parties 7 to 10 days. It's up to you whether you want to keep it to just a week or to 10. I try to go a little bit shorter. I feel like sometimes 10 days is a little bit long. So that's just a consultant preference there. The first day, I try to start off right away with an interactive post, a roll call post. The personality game is a fun one where you want to get people commenting right away. Because again, if they start commenting on the post right away, Facebook is more likely to get them or show them the notification about the party. I try to do another What is Jamberry post for people that maybe missed it in the pre-party post. Talk about what comes in a sheet, buy 3, get 1 free deal, and things like that. And then I like to end it with, on that day, with lots of pictures of jams on hands. I like the Love It or Leave It game. It's easy. I throw up a picture of a jamacure, jams on hands, and ask people simply to comment if they love it or if they leave it. That's an easy way to get people commenting, and the first day of the post. Day 2, I talk about application. Again, talk about the buy 3, get 1 free, and do some type of interactive post. Then I like to go on the next day talking about Jam Juniors. The day after that, I try to do posts about how long our jams last. I talk about how they're great for nail biters. There's some great pictures out there about how jams are great to help people grow out their nails. And then I post about how jams are very versatile. They can be applied over acrylics, gels, and give us examples of that. And then, of course, I'm continuing to post quality pictures of jams on hands. Around day 5, I do a day of talking about tips and tricks. I show a post about the different finishes of jams on hands. I like to post the application and removal video again. And this might be a good time to have your hostess post their wish list and share what they're looking to get. So the last few days of the party is when I'm going to post about maybe some incentives to get people to purchase. Some people do this throughout the party. Some people at day 1 will say, oh, give to the first person that purchases. So that's up to you with how many incentives you're going to get for purchasing. I try to give some type of a booking incentive. So I talk about, do a post looking for new hosts, and sometimes offer an incentive like a free half sheet or a free sheet of wraps for hosting your own party. And then towards the end of the party, I always like to do a recruiting post, talking about how much I love my job as a Jamberry consultant, and try to do some recruiting that way. Oops. So the very last few days, of course, at the end, you're going to thank guests as they purchase. I'd like to post my VIP page link, and then make a final post thanking the host and showing the rewards she got before the party's all over. Sometimes you'll get people seeing that all the rewards your host has gotten, and that's going to encourage them to book a party with you as well. Okay. So again, some last tips and tricks here. Don't over-invite. Keep it to 30 to 50. I know some people like to go through and invite every single female on their guests on their Facebook list. You've got to be careful. Once your events or groups get too big, Facebook will actually limit the amount of times they will show those posts to people in the group. So keep it to 30 to 50, keep it personal, and you will get better results that way. Always get guests to comment and like on posts and interact from the start of your party. Your hostess has to participate in the party. If she's not participating, the guests aren't going to participate either. And always use those quality pictures with your post. I'm going to go through some places where you can get those and what you can do. And then you also want to make sure you're replying back to comments from the guest as well. Okay, I think I got that worked out. Okay, so let's take a look. This is an example of an online event page. You can see here when I'm scrolled all the way to the bottom here, I've uploaded the group photo. Make sure you're using a Facebook banner that is quality. You can find these on the Jamberry workstation on the Flickr site. The description, it's going to ask you that when you created the party, and that just puts it down here. Join me on Facebook to see all of what Jamberry has to offer. Hanging out with some awesome people from the comfort of wherever you are. So remember I said we have those pre-party posts. So here's one of my pre-party posts here. What is Jamberry? So if you look here, it's just going to give you a brief description. There's a nice bright picture that goes with it that talks about all the different things. The finishes of the wrap, the sheet breakdown, the cost, and then a little description there. And then here again, people are going to look at this and see those beautiful pictures of the jams on hand. So it's going to capture their attention. This is the post where you are welcoming people to the party and giving them your web link. So it says, hello everyone, welcome to so-and-so's Online Jamberry Party. You're going to shop in your pajamas, wherever you want. It's all online. You're going to introduce yourself. My name is, put your name, I'm your Jamberry consultant. Your host loved this product and wants to share Jamberry. We're going to play some games, do some giveaways over the next week. Scroll down around to see what's already been posted. And then it says you can order at any time during the party. Post the link right there, and that's going to give the people what they need to see to be able to order from the party. Now, once people join, once the party gets underway, I talked about pinning a post to the top of the screen. If you look here, this little arrow here, when I click that, you see where it says pin post? If I click that, it's going to pop that post to the very top of that event page. That way, when people join the event page or when they come back, they're going to see that post first thing right away. So I always like to pin a post that talks about what the party's about and has the ordering link to the top of the page, and that's how you do that. All right, let me scroll back down then. So again, your pre-party post, it's important to do a post about choosing a sample. I always like to put this up. I like this sample picture here. It has an image of each of the sample choices and an image of it on hand. So this is the post where people, when they join the event page, they can go in and request a sample right then. Okay, so make sure you have that in your pre-party post. Okay, here's an example of a hostess post. You could ask your hostess to post a picture maybe of nail wraps they like. They're going to welcome people to the party, so that'd be a good thing to do in pre-party post too. Okay, so day one, we talked about doing some type of interactive post to start. Here's the personality game. It's pretty fun. All people have to do is post what their personality would be, and you can even ask them to post what they think the hostesses would be too. And that's kind of a fun thing to get people started. People like looking at those. Now remember I said it's important to interact with the guests. So here's an example. Somebody said, I think I might be metalhead. So I replied back saying, good guess. You know, I love the metalhead category. Here's another picture of one of those wraps. So again, take a look. Somebody said they liked that. So I went ahead and showed them what that wrap looked like on hand. And I do that for everybody that responds there. I like to show them pictures of the jams on hands. These pictures I got from a group that has every wrap on hand. And I will be posting links to these groups on Facebook where you can find images of these wraps. Another neat way you can find images of wraps on hands, you can do a quick search on Facebook. Just type in the name of the wrap and it'll bring up all the posts. Also look in our Jamberry training page site. I have pictures of wraps on hands there as well. All right, so as you scroll up here in the party, you can see for each of my posts, I have a script that I've typed out, and then there's either a picture or something that goes with it. Here's my post about how easy it is to apply. Watch this short video. And then again, I'm asking for comments at the end. I say, watch my video and then comment with any question you have about Jamberry. I like to do raffle entries for a grand prize in my party, so that's something up to you to do. So I say you can earn 2 raffle entries for our party grand prize by commenting below. And that can sometimes give an incentive for people to comment. Okay? So as we go here, so here's another interactive post that you could do. This one's easy. I just put this up. What's worse, smudges, chipping, or dry time? This is an example of an easy interactive post. Your guests aren't going to want to interact, or they're probably not going to comment if they have to think too much about it. I make it easy. All you need to do is comment with an A, B, or C on this one. And then as people comment, you can respond back to them. Again, here's some pictures I did down here. Jamberry nails are tough. They can hold up to cooking, dishes, all sorts of things. So in your comments is where you're going to be doing a lot of interacting with your guests. Okay? Here's an example of the Love It or Leave It game. I post a picture like this. This is a jams on hand picture. I've got the nail wrap on hands. And I can ask people just simply to say, would you love this look or would you leave it? It's easy. People will post down in the bottom beneath that, whether they love it or they would leave it. Be sure to respond back when they say they love it. Maybe give them another example wrap that is similar that they might also love. Okay? So again, as you scroll through, you can see each day you're posting with quality pictures. You have text that goes with it. Here's the post that goes through what's in the sheet. The buy 3, get 1 free here as well. Okay? I'm going to scroll up and get some other examples. Some people like to play games in the parties as well. That's up to you, and I also like to kind of gauge how much participation I'm having in the party. If I have a party where people I can tell are not really participating too much, not posting very much, I might not do as many games because they're probably not going to participate. But if you have a party where lots of people seem really active, it might be fun to throw in some games here and there. I like to pick games that are easy, games that I can put up and people can play throughout the day, because you're going to see when you post on Facebook, people might not be there to see it right away. People might log on later in the day. People might see your post the next day. So games where you can put it up and give people, you know, a good day to give them to be able to look back and find it and still participate in the game. So like here's one that's like that. Describe yourself using only wrap names. So you could give them your website, and they're going to go to your website and find some wraps that would describe themselves. Truth or dare, show your current manicure or the 15th picture on your phone. This Uno one's a fun one. They post a wrap from your website, and then the next person needs to post a link to a wrap that matches the previous wrap color, pattern, texture, and date, and then people continue posting with that. So feel free to do some games in your party. Just be careful looking at your participation. Sometimes if you do too many games where it's too difficult for people to post or people aren't posting, I wouldn't see the need to keep going on with that. So gauge your party participation and base that on what types of games that you are choosing. Okay? It's good to post about pedicures. Again, so here I say, ooh, want to know what's one thing people don't realize about Jamberry, the pedicures. So again, I post pictures of pedicures, but then look in the comments section. In the comments then is where I'm going to post more information about that. What comes on a sheet of wraps, how you can turn a whole sheet into pedicures. I give the application instructions and even a video for how to apply. Okay? Now, you can see as we go through each of my pictures on here, they are nice, they stand out. People are going to notice them when they see them on their news feed. Here's an example here about recruiting. I like on Friday to make a post in my parties because we get paid on Fridays. So I like to use Fridays as my day to do a little bit of recruiting and talk about how I get a payday or a paycheck every Friday from Jamberry. And I always ask people, I never ask in the party if people want to join my team. I ask if people want more information about Jamberry. So most people won't say that they're ready to join your team yet, but they might be interested in more information, okay? All right, ladies, I am going to leave this party page up. Each of you have been invited to this training page. I encourage you to take your time to scroll through, look at the posts that have been posted. Feel free to highlight and copy the text. You also will be able to use the pictures on here too. If you click on a picture, it will come up, and if you right-click on it, you will be able to save it. So I can save that image right from there. So feel free to take my images right from here. You can use them in your own parties and start saving these images on your desktop so you have them handy when you're doing your own parties as well, okay? All right, so I hope you guys have fun with your parties. Remember to have a good balance between your online and home parties, and you will be successful and you will find success with that. All right, thank you so much, guys.